more money into your life? Raise your hand if you'd like to have more freedom in your life. Turn to the person next to you and say, you're in the right place.
You're in the right place.
First, I'd say massive thank you to Mindvalley and Vision and the incredible team. Are they doing an incredible job, yes? Give them a massive round of applause. So, you heard what Caitlin said. It's all about frequency. You see, most people, they're not familiar with it. How many of you want to do something, you want to become that millionaire, but your body just doesn't want to do any work, and then you just kind of want this, but you don't want something opposite? Raise your hand if you can relate to this. That is your energetic signal. Every single one of us has an energetic signal. And so, over the last 20 years, I've come up with, if I had to try and decipher everything I've done the last 20 years, and I've really started to hone in, like, what are the things that really work? It's kind of like a recipe, isn't it? If I want to bake a cake, how do I do this? Eggs, flour, sugar, water, milk. But if I leave out the sugar, is it going to taste the same, yes or no? No. So there's a specific way in doing things, and there is a formula to do this. It's like your number. If you ever give someone your telephone number, you say, my number is 123 456 789. And they repeat the number back to you. So your number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. It sounds different. Raise your hand if you've ever experienced this before, right? So when we talk about frequency for attracting wealth, we're talking about tuning. And so if you're ready, I'd like to tune every single person in this room to be able to attract more wealth into their life. Are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready? Yeah. Let's do this. Okay, so some of the rules are this. The first thing is the wealth frequency. No, rule number one is this: money is energy. You need to tune your frequency to abundance. Listen to what Vishen just said. When you spend money on things, you are depleting the glass of water, the cup. But the problem is, if it's full, it cannot be refilled. Does that make sense, yes or no? Yeah. Right? So we have to deplete in order to refill. And it's kind of like this. It goes like this. And if you've ever been in business and you heard David talking about going through a lawsuit. Lawsuit's amazing. A lot of the times when people go through that, their business is 10 times better. How many of you have been through something super challenging and you're like, why is this happening to me? And then afterwards, a lot of wealth comes in. Show of hands. Yes, because you've allowed it to flow. So when we talk about energy, energy is the frequency. And so if I look at how this works, can we just get the live feed up for a second? Just so, keep these on live feed, because I'm doing a lot of stuff on here. So if you look at how frequency works, we have a frequency that looks like this. Then you have a frequency that looks like this. Then you have a frequency that kind of looks like this. It's all mixed up. So how do we tune it? One of the best ways to tune it is to tune with people next to you. You hang around people who are rich, you're gonna be rich. You hang around people who are millionaires, you'll be a millionaire. You hang around people who are broke, they'll be broke. Why? They have certain BS. What does BS stand for? Not bullshit belief systems. They have certain belief systems that they put onto you. Give an example. One of the first deals I was gonna buy, because I've made a lot of money in real estate. I said to my friend David, I said, Dave, I wanna buy this property, it's worth $165,000, and I'm buying it for $120,000. You know what he said to me? The first thing, what's wrong with it? So immediately I started getting fear. What does fear stand for? False evidence appearing real, right? So a lot of these things are put onto us, but it's not our belief. It's somebody else's belief. How many of you have people around you all the time? And we call these red lighters. They're very negative people. Raise your hand if you have negative. By the way, don't raise your hand if they're sat next to you. Right? So what I find is, I find a lot of people that hang around with people that are not serving them. Their frequency is attaching onto you. It's kind of like you're trying to go that way. It's like a ship when it goes through the ocean. Barnacles stick to the bottom of it, right? And can you imagine over time, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year, 20 years, 30 years, how many of these barnacles it builds up and it's dragging and weighing you down. And all you got to do is chop it, get rid of it. Because when you do that, when you tune the frequency, so that means you know there's people around you who's sucking your frequency. right? How many of you got people that come to you all the time and they're like just draining, just suck this in energy? Raise your hand, right? You got to make a conscious decision. You cannot tune what you cannot let go of. So we must tune it and to increase that frequency. Why and how do we increase that frequency? I mentioned this. It's your energetic signal. I want you to remember that. Because when I can show you where all of that is within you and you find it, instantly you're like, oh my God, why didn't I realize this before? So, number one, your money is energy, right? Say this with me, money is energy. Money is energy. Tell somebody else, money is energy. Thank you, right? We've got to create the energy. We have to be part of that. Can you imagine? You get up every single morning, you want to be successful, and you're walking like this. You want to be successful? Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Do it next week. But when you wake up every day and you live it and you breathe it, and it becomes a part of who you are. People talk about work-life balance. No such thing. Work-life harmony, my friends. Work-life harmony. You have to integrate your frequency into what you do, otherwise you won't do it. Then it seems like a chore. You try and do the chore, you try and do this thing, it feels like hard work, but no, that's not what it's about. So we must, first of all, tune the frequency. The second rule, your wealth thermostat. See, your wealth thermostat, you have to reset that point. Now, raise your hand if you went to school, college, or university, show of hands. Can you remember the time where in school, you wanted to get a job, and that job paid you $1 million? Did anyone ever have any of these conversations? Right? Oh yeah, I'm gonna get this job and it pays $1 million. What was kind of the cap? What was the going rate? Like 100,000. Minimum. It's like, if I can make 100,000, I've made it. That means they're capping you. So we have to reset the thermostat. In this room, let's say it's 20 degrees. We open all the windows, the doors, air comes in, cools it down to 15 degrees. What's gonna happen? Heaters kick in, brings it back up to 20, right? So the thermostat is set. The same thing. Let's say the temperature goes up to 25 degrees. The coolers kick in, it brings it back down to 20 degrees. Why am I telling you this? Every single one of you has been set with a wealth thermostat, and it started in school. That's why when you make more money, you can't hold it. That's why when you make more money, it's like, why do I keep making all this money but I have nothing left? Why can't I make more? You see, to make more, you must become more. To be better, you must be better. To get a result, you must change your action. Agree, yes or no? Yes. Right? So we have to focus on our wealth thermostat. So how do we do that? So it's funny that's why you want to be friends with, is what we call the third. Find a third of the people you hang around at your level. The other third of people much higher level than you. And the other third who are people below your level. Why? Because it gives you perspective. What's the word? Perspective. So if you sit next to somebody and they say, oh yeah, how much money did you make? And they say 100,000. Then you have another conversation. How much money did you make this year? Oh yeah, 300 million. It's a different conversation, isn't it? Right? Like people can't even perceive how that's even possible. And so we must focus on the environment of the people we hang around. That's one of the best ways to reset your wealth thermostat. So from now on, I want you to do this. Everyone do this with me. I want you to take a little piece of paper like this. Everyone, just take a piece of paper and just rip. Yeah, if you don't have paper, just take her paper. I'm just kidding. Right? So just take a little piece of paper like this. All right? And what I want you to do, I want you to write down how much money you want to make this year, next 12 months. Okay? Just put a figure there. You want to put $1 million there, $1 billion, 100,000, double what you're making? You don't have to show the person else. You can do it secretly if you like. Right? You just want to write down what it is. Right? Once you have written the figure, I want you to fold it like this, and fold it like this, and fold it like this, and then put that in your purse or your wallet, and then just forget about it. A year from now, watch what happens. We have set intention. When we talk about manifestation, it's nothing more than just intention plus action equals manifestation. That's how we increase frequency. The more action you take, the more money you make. And so, and here's the interesting thing. I want you to take that piece of paper and hold it to your heart like this. Right? Close your eyes for a second, and I want you to tell me how you feel about that figure. So, how many of you feel a little bit funny? Good show of hands. Like you got this like really like butterfly funny, right? Perfect. That is a sign it's coming. Why? Ask me why. Because our comfort zone works like this. The answers to every single problem that you're having right now lies outside of your comfort zone. But to get to that comfort zone, you must break out of it. That's why this is so important. Resetting that thermostat gives you the permission. You go, wow. So if you put $1 million there, but you've only made 20,000 this year, you find a way for it to come. It will come, right? You cannot solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created it. We must create something that allows us to attract more. This is why it's so powerful. Rule number 3, intention plus action equals manifestation. So let me be very, very clear with everyone in this room. How many of you in this room right now, you want to achieve something, you know you should be doing something, but yet you're still not doing it? Raise your hand, right? Those of you didn't raise your hand, you lie about other things as well. You see, when people say to me, oh, John, like, I really want to become successful. I really want to I want to attract more into my life. That's like saying, yeah, I want to get a six-pack, but I'm going to eat McDonald's every day. Right? See, that's misalignment, isn't it? So a part of frequency, to amplify frequency, means that you need to be aligned. So some people go, I want to be a millionaire. That's the mind. The body is, I'm not going to do any work. And then the spirit is, oh yeah, rich people suck. So it's so much misalignment. So we have to move each part, our mind, our body, and our spirit. When it's aligned, it amplifies. When it amplifies, you have clarity. Do you know why people don't take action? Right? We talk about action plus intention. Right? We have an intention. We know kind of where we want to go, but we don't implement and take the action because of one thing: misalignment and no clarity. When you want to go to the gym, how many of you are a member of the gym, you want to go to the gym, but you haven't been for a little while? Show of hands. Right, okay, we all do this. We're all guilty of this. Now, the challenge with this is this. You want to go to the gym, and we have a little voice. You go, I don't have a little voice, John. That's the voice I'm talking about. All right? So sometimes you just got, everyone take out your hand like this. Look at the little voice. I learned this from one of my mentors and teachers, Blair. And he just says, picture what that voice is that's talking to you, and then just shut it up. Ready? On 3, 1, 2, 3, shut up. Everyone, let's do this together. 1, 2, 3, shut up, right? So, every time the little voice creeps into your head, oh, you're not enough. Oh, you don't deserve this. Oh, you're not good enough. Oh, be realistic. It's just a little voice. That's not your voice. It's somebody else's voice. So when we talk about intention and action, the action comes from the clarity. When you know what workout you want to do in the gym, you are much more likely to go and do it. When you meet somebody in the street, you see a friend, hey bro, it's been a while. Yeah, we should catch up, and you never catch up. But at that point when they say, hey bro, we should catch up, sure, you want to do Thursday, 6 o'clock? Action, certainty, and intention equals manifestation. Say this with me. Intention plus action equals manifestation. Let's have some fun as well. Everyone put your hands in the air like this and give me a ka-ching. Ka-ching! All right, we do that together. We attract, we're increasing energy. You see, when you do this, the energy moves in the room, right? You have to, like, if you want to create more in life, you have to be more. You have to be more. Rule number 4, your environment is the programming, but you can change it. Right? That's why I'm so happy that all of you are part of this summit, because as I walk around, I met a lot of you yesterday, took a lot of pictures yesterday, and I had a lot of conversations, and it's just incredible to have one place where people come and they can learn from each other. Give yourselves a hand. And you know what, I speak all around the world. And what I realize every time I come to a Mindvalley event, I see that there's no ego. No one's trying to chop somebody else. It's like they come from a place of heart to give. And when we talk about monetization, when we talk about attracting wealth into your life, it means we need to create the value. But the environment has to be set. What do you think is stronger, willpower or environment? Well, like your environment. Your willpower is only so much energy you have. Eventually, it will dissipate. But if you've got people supporting you, hey bro, you need some help. How can I help you? What are you facing challenges right now? When you put a group, incredible group of people together, there's a book called Think and Grow Rich. I'm sure, how many of you read the book, by the way? It's an incredible book. What's the one lesson in there? The power of the mastermind. The mastermind means that when you are a part of a group, and the guaranteed way to get what you want in life is to be around people who all want the same thing. And when you do that, what happens? Things start to happen. Conversations start to be the same. Challenges are solved faster, quicker. And what is that? It's all energy. Group manifestation now. So form the people that you want to hang around. You see, when we talk about environment, I remember that there was a friend of mine, and he said to me, he said, John, you know, these people that suck your frequency, you need to do something about it. I said, what do you mean? Well, in our life, we have two types of people, red lighters and green lighters. Some of you heard me tell this story before, but I'll tell you again, because I know we have like 10,000 people watching online. So red lighters, these are the people you tell them your dream, and they go, you? Come on. Be realistic. These are the same people that follow you on social media for 10 years, and then they see how successful you've become. They go, hey, I always knew you had the potential. That's these people. Your green lighters. These people, you tell them something, oh, wow, John, that sounds crazy, but if anyone can do it, you got to give it a shot. And so when Bill was telling me this, I said, well, how do I get rid of these red lighters then? He says, easy, John. You just go through your phone, start deleting people. So I'm going through my phone, delete, 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 delete. And then I get to my mum. Because here's what you'll find, your biggest red lighters that block your frequency are actually the people's closest to you. Why? Because we value their opinion more. It's crazy how we want to do something and we go to our friends and family that have no experience in what we want to do and we ask them for advice. It makes no sense. So I'm going through my phone and I'm like, okay, I got to my mum now. Bill, I can't delete my mum because like if she calls me, then I won't know she's calling. He said, exactly. No, I can't do that. Can't do that. So you know what he does? He said, okay, you need to do this. Leave a voicemail on New Year's Eve. I said, what does voicemail sound like? Well, when people call you on New Year's Day, your voice note sounds like this. Bring, 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 bring. Hello, you've reached the voicemail of Bill Walsh, and lately I've been making some changes. And if I don't get back to you, you're one of the changes. Now, I'm not saying you just be conscious, because you need to curate your environment. Agree, yes or no? Yes. Because the more blocks you give away, the stronger your signal gets. Because we all have energy, but is it unlimited, right? And when we're around people, we get charged by the people. How many of you have people in your life, and you go and see them, you're all excited, and when you come out, you're just drained? Show of hands. Right? You know who these people are. So you know what to do. Yes? Yes. Right? You got to make a conscious decision. Because if you don't, then a part of you wants this, a part of you wants this, and then it's confusing. Then the universe goes, well, what do you want? Do you want that or do you want that? Well, show me you want that. When the student is ready, the master will show. The universe will not give to you what you do not really want. You kind of want it. So David was talking about having that soul contract. You got to have that soul contract. And actually, a really good way to do this, how many of you have heard of the Euleus contract? Oh my God, are you ready for this? You do this, I guarantee you success will come. Are you ready? Okay, everyone sit up straight. Everyone sit up straight. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And lean forward. So, the Euleus contract states that whatever you want to do in life, the things that block you, you already know what they are. So you have to basically tell somebody else what those things are, and they need to stop you from doing it. Let me give you an example. So Euleus was a sailor, and they said, there's a rainbow. At the end of the rainbow, there's a pot of gold. And all you have to do is just sail down the rainbow. That's all you have to do. So all these sailors start sailing down, and there's all these sirens on the side. And as they're going down to see the goal, they go a different direction. And then they get distracted. And they never end up getting to the pot of gold. The Ulysses contract states that when you do something, you know what your weaknesses are. You know there's certain friends that you go out with, and you know no work's going to be done. You know what I'm talking about, right? You want to take that trip to Vegas. You want to take that trip with your friends. And yeah, it's a work holiday, but you know nothing's going to get done. You know what I'm talking about. So sometimes we have to stay true to ourselves. Being true means more alignment. The more you are not true to yourself, your alignment starts to move, right? So the goal is to stay fully aligned so we can download and project intention and action. That's it. Don't overcomplicate the process. As David was saying, you don't have to know the how. You just need to know the why. If I ask you this question right now, let's say you have $1 billion of cash in your bank right now, $1 billion. Would you be doing the same thing you're doing right now? Yes. If you said no to that, you're not aligned. And the reason why you're not making more is because you're staying there. So, what do you have to do? We need to change. Turn to the person next to you and say, we need to change. We need to change, all right? We need to change the environment. That's why I love flying all around the world. I get to meet incredible people. I get to learn different cultures. I get to learn different business models. Like if I say no to things, then things don't happen. When you say no, you're really saying you're not ready. You're not ready to receive. So we need to go the opposite. Number 5, this is a big one. Energetic clarity. So are you a match for wealth? Remember what Vishen just said? The employees get that pay rise and start breaking down. So success is when preparation meets that opportunity. We have to get into a state and a place where when that thing happens, we are ready for it. And when people say to you, are you ready? Your response should be, born ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? That's kind of like 50%. Are you ready? Louder you are, the more energy, the more download, the faster the frequency, the clearer it is. Because you don't want to go through a tunnel with the radio and it's like, you hear like, we need to keep tuning it until it gets louder and louder. Because you want the universe to hear you, yes or no? Yes. Right? So this is part of what it is. And again, it's your energetic signature, right? So how do we get energetic clarity? The first question I asked you, if you have $1 billion in the bank right now, would you still be doing what you're doing? If the answer is yes, great. Answer is no, change. And the good news is, you've got time. You know, I always say to people say to me, John, like, I want to do this, but I'll think about it. What do you want to think about? Well, you know, I need to no, what do you want to think? Do you want to do it or not? Right? Sometimes when you think too much, nothing gets done. Because the problem is you think about something, then you think about something else, and you solve one problem, and it inherently creates another problem. So sometimes you just do. Don't think, do. And I'm a huge fan of Bruce Lee. Any Bruce Lee fans here? Okay, remember this? Don't think, feel. By the way, no relation. Right? So we have to feel. Don't think, feel. But feeling comes from the energy. And you know it. You walk into it, you feel the energy. It's like, doesn't quite feel right. You're doing a business deal. On paper, it looks great. It doesn't feel right. You're with a partner. It doesn't feel right. You want to do something in that direction, but actually you're being called to this direction, right? You're an accountant, makes money, but actually you want to be a singer, right? Feel that energy and get the clarity. The clarity comes from you being tested all the time. So when you do something, like, for me, you know, for many years, when I was a kid, I used to have a stutter. I used to speak like that. I used to have a stutter. And I said to myself, you know, one day, I would love to speak on stage in front of thousands of people. But a part of me, thank you. A part of me wanted to, a part of me didn't, because a part of me actually felt that, is it really what I want to do? But when we have clarity, you have a calling. How many of you feel like you have a calling? right? Do you know inside of every single one of you, this is what I feel. I can sense, I don't know why, I just sense this. So most of us, we're kind of like this little person here. But I feel that every single one of you, you have a bigger version inside of you. Yes or no? Yes or no? So that's why it's so important to get to this point where we transcend. To transcend, to go from little you to big you got to let go. You have to let go to grow. There's things that's holding you back. There are things that you know is holding you back. There are people in your life you know is holding you back. There's a relationship that you're in that's sucking your frequency. But yet, you still choose to be there. That means every time you think of that, we're going backwards. Have to make a conscious decision. And for the short term, it's going to hurt. But in the long term, you're like, why didn't I do this earlier? Right? And so we've got, thank you for the one person. Appreciate it. So we must get really clear on that. 6, reprogramming limiting beliefs from childhood. Okay, let's do a little test here. So my parents always said to me, son, never buy anything that you can't afford to buy in cash. How many of you have been told that before? Okay, how about this one? Money is the root of all. Oh, we all have the same parents. You see, it's these beliefs that get passed on to us that is not ours. That's why you need to hang around people who are smarter than you, hang around people who are more successful than you, hang around people who have the right energy, the right frequency, and you'll know it. I don't know if any of you believe in like string theory. Anyone believe in string theory? I believe every single one of us, and I can feel this, we're all stuck together somehow. I don't know why, I don't know how, I just know. And some of you, every time I come to an event, Mindvalley event, I keep seeing some of the same people. And it's like, why do I keep seeing this person? It's an importance to it. There's a value to it. But I don't know, but I know. I don't know, but I know. Like, I don't know, like, do you know most businesses we invest in? Almost always. When the business plan comes in, it's completely different to what they are at the end. Completely different. So we don't have to know exactly what to do. We just need to know there's a North Star. It's that way. It's just there. It's just there. I can feel it. I can see it. Like, it's almost like the path has been predetermined and we're just riding that path. So that's why we need to reprogram our limiting beliefs from the childhood. You need to just let go of that. And let me show you a really good technique. Pretend this is you and this is the little you. And the little you is, so one of my beliefs is my dad would say to me, well, you know, if this person's rich, they must have done something bad, right? They've got this money from somewhere. And it's funny because that was reinforced because when you're younger, you want to reward yourself with things. Vision was saying, take 10% of what you earn, buy luxuries. So the first Lamborghini I bought, I was driving onto a petrol station. The guy goes, do that. You know when they do this, it's like, what, you want to rev the engine? No, he said, pull the window down. So I pulled the window down. The guy looks at me and said, hey, bro, is your dad's car? Like that would be the most of it. But sometimes people would say, hey, pull the window down. You do drugs, innit? What? What? Where would you even have that idea? But it's programming. It's limiting beliefs. So we've got to get rid of that. So where is you? This is the old you. And now you are the new you. And so anytime you talk about things like, oh, it's too expensive, right? Oh, but what if it doesn't work? What if it does work? See, no one ever looks at the other side. Bruce Lee again, yin-yang. Yin-yang, duality. So we've got to get rid of that limiting belief. Next one, gratitude is the gateway to more. Give more, serve more. A friend of mine called me the other day, he said, John, I'm running this event. I'd love for you to speak. 2,000 people in Austin. And I'm like, okay, great, that's amazing. And then I find out that his event, some of his big, funders pulled out. So I just said, Gio, how much you need? And he told me, and I just wired him a check. Just wired the money over. Same day. And in that same day, he calls me and said, I need to connect you with someone. So this guy owns this massive telecom company. It's gonna be worth billions. He said, let me connect you two together. And from that, I get to have a little piece of that company. But I never searched for it. It was gratitude. When you give, more comes back with no expectation. Right. You cannot, you see, when you give and you expect something back, it doesn't work. It's like the double split experiment. How many of you have seen that before? Okay, you guys need to see this. Let's pretend. Oh. Yeah, this is card, not paper. Right, so I get this piece of paper here, and I shine a light, okay, and I put one slit in it like this. So I shine it like this, light goes through. What should be on this side? Should be a light, right? So what happens, they hold it up again, they put a second slit in it like this, they shine the lights and particles. What should show on here? 2 lines. That's how it should be. But when they shine the particles and lights through, it becomes a wave. What does this represent? Multiple realities. Now, yeah. Now, those of you that clap, you know what I'm talking about. Now you know how to quantum jump. How do you quantum jump? By magnifying your energetic signal, right? So when we start doing this, here's what happens in this. This is a real experiment. You can look for it online, double slit experiment. They shine 2 lights through, it creates a wave we need to choose. But here's the funny thing that happens. The moment you start observing this process, it changes back to 2 lines. Why? Ask me why. The sheer thought of just observing changes the outcome. Let me say that again. The sheer process of observing this experiment changes the outcome. So what are you consciously changing right now? This whole concept of quantum jumping, I don't know if any of you have been in a near death, or you've been kind of almost in an accident. So let's say you're driving in the car almost hits you, and you avoid it. At that moment, in that time, in that reality, you might have died, and you jump into a new reality. You should all go and watch a film called Dark Matter. You've seen Dark Matter. It talks about this. Multiple realities happening at the same time, and for you to jump into a reality takes your decision and frequency to jump into it. But most of us don't practice that because we don't believe it. And so when you talk about gratitude, you know exactly what is happening. And because you are grateful for the things that you have, the universe goes, do you want more? Do you want more? Are you sure? You really want more? Okay, here you go. And that's why the harder you work, the luckier you become. Have you noticed when you make an exact decision, more opportunities come your way? Agree, yes or no? Yeah. Right? So we've got to start focusing on that. Okay, I got 2 minutes left, so I'm going to go quick. 8, frequency first, strategy second. Don't focus on the how you're going to do this. Focus on the why you do this. I do this because of my parents. And I've told you a lot of this story, but I keep telling this because it always pulls me back to that reality, and I remember why. Some of you do things, you do it, and after time you go, well, why did I do this? I don't know why. So you know Chinese people, we're emotionally constipated, but don't show emotion. You do something wrong, you get a slap. Do something right, your parents say nothing, you just go, So, you know, in the Western world, if Johnny runs and falls on the floor, it's like, oh, sweetheart, you're okay, baby. Oh. In the Asian world, if I run and fall on the floor, my dad would go, hey, what are you doing? I would get hit for falling down. Right now, before my parents see me, I wish I'd done that back then. Right now, before my parents see me, I say, stop. They say, oh, what? I say, if you hit me, I'll call child support. And Dad would go, oh, really? Go ahead. It'll take half an hour for you to get here, and for half an hour, you'll be dead. But in all seriousness, when we talk about frequency first, we can't do this. Every time you focus on the money doesn't show. Every time you focus on the frequency and the why, the money comes. Because it's not limited. There's no limit. But when you set a limit for money, it's limited. And you know, for me, my why, and this is why you need to ask yourself this question, why? Why did you do this? Because every single time you do something right now leads to an outcome, cause and effect. And my mom just wanted to travel the world. I remember the first time I took my mom into business class and first class, and she sits there playing with us. She's like, zzz, 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 zzz. I said, Mom, stop being a newbie. Then she takes her phone out and starts doing this. Why did she do that? I don't know. Asians, I don't know. We're about half an hour into the journey, and the plane takes off. I look up at my mom, and for a split second, she looks up at me. She smiles. You know, in that moment, she didn't have to say anything. But I knew that she was proud of her son. Thank you. And I tell you this not to impress you, but when you focus on impact, you serve first, wealth follows the impact. So you must follow the impact. Say with me, follow the impact. Follow the impact. And the last thing is this: visualize, embody, and receive. You see, inside every single one of you, you have one of the most powerful energies that most of you are not accessing because you always do the opposite. You all have your energetic signal. Your energetic signal. When the opportunity comes, you say yes. In doubt, you don't feel like it, but you know it's right, you say yes. You fear to do something. In fact, if you want to do something, the success creates from things that you're scared of. That's what gets you out of your comfort zone. You must always focus on the impact and focus on yourself, because I promise you this, everything that you're thinking right now, whether you believe it works, doesn't work, give it a shot. Just say yes, because you don't know what's going to come. You don't know what opportunities are going to come. You don't know what people you're going to meet. But I promise you this, you commit to this, your life will change in the next 12 months. My name is John Lee. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.